Patient protection. This is eighth lesson. Now we will go this. Reduce patient dose, improve image quality, beam restrictor type, aperture diaphragm cone collimator. Summary. Beam restriction is the most important way to reduce patient dose. Beam restrictor reduce the productions of the scattered radiation. Type of beam restriction include the apparatus diaphragm and cone and cylindrical and collimator. Most X-ray equipment today use PBL. A proper collimator PBL device will produce an unexposed border on the all side of the finished radiograph. For the light X-ray field to correspond accurately, the focal spot and the light bulb must be exactly the same distance from the mirror. The filtration summary 50 kb 0.5 mm L equivalent 50 to 71.5 70 kb and above 2.5. Next summary is low ms and high kb factor keep patient dose to minimum. Proper collimation of the equipment is essential for the predictable result. Proper selection of the technical factor and an effective QA system help to reduce radiation exposure. Filtration remove low energy X-ray beam from primary beam, thereby reduce patient skin dose and increase the average energy of the beam. Filtration is usually expressed in mm of AL equivalent. Inherent plus added filtration is equal to total filtration. Inherent filtration include the glass envelope, oil, coolant, and the collimator and its mirror. Equipment operated above 70 kbp must have at least 2.5 mm oil equivalent. Inherent filtrations increase with the tube base, thereby decreasing tube output. Shielding gonal shielding lies within 5 mm collimator. Patient has reasonable reproductive potentials. Diagnostic objective permit. Three type of the radiation protection used for the gonads, the breast seed. The summary for next, especially the reproductive organs, include the gonads, lens, and the blood forming organ. Gonad seeding should be used. The gonad is lied within the 5 centimeter collimation beam. The patient had reproductive potentials and diagnostic objective permits. Three type of the gonad shielding are used: flat contact, shadow, and counter contact. Male gonads are more easily and effective shielded. Breast shield should be used as needed to reduce the exposure to reproductive organ and or breast. It is helpful to perform abdominal radiography and the scoliosis rees in PA positions whenever possible. The next will go this. The effective communication increase the patient concentration and decrease repetitions. Repeat exposure result in the increased patient dose. When used proper AEC ensure consistency of the radiographic density. There are two type of AEC: ionizing chamber type and photometry photomultiplier type. The ionizing chamber type they locate between the patient and cassette. The photometric type located between beneath the cassette. Every AEC has minimum response time. AEC require accurate position and the centering to produce predictable result. The manual timer must be used to backup timer to avoid patient overexpose and underload tube overload. Next is image receptor. Then we will go air gap technique, fluoroscopy and CP recommendations. Next summary is the fastest screen film combination consists with the diagnostic equipment should be used. Digital image can reduce patient dose sufficiently. Grid improve the radiographic image by the reducing the amount of scattered radiations fog, but necessitate an increased in exposure. And air gap tech, air gap can have a same effect as low ratio grid in the decreasing the amount of the scattered radiation reaching the image receptor. However, the SID and therefore the exposure must be increased. Preserve the record detail. Fluoroscopy generally delivered higher patient dose because of decreased SID. There are the several important NCRP recommendations governing patient fractions with which the radiographer should be familiar. Which of the following is feature of X-ray equipment designed especially to eliminate unnecessary radiation of to the patient? Filter minimum SID 12 inch collimeter accuracy. All of three will be there, I think. The answer is D, second one. The quality assurance term used to describe the consistency output intensity from the exposure to the next is, the answer is fourth D1. Reproducibility. How does filter affect the primary beam? Filter decrease filter increase average energy of primary beam. A third one. Fourth one, all of the following affect the patient dose except C1 focal spot. Fifth one, which of the following group of exposure factor will deliver the greatest amount of the exposure? The answer is D, 400 mAs and 70 kVp. The principal function of the X-ray beam filtration is reduce patient skin dose B1. B. The patient dose can be decreased by using high speed film skin combination and high ratio grid. Seventh question, A answer. High speed film and skin combination. Eighth one question, which of the following are included in the type of the gonad shielding? Flat contact, shape contact and shadow. All of three answer. So answer will be D. The advantage of the beam restriction include produce less scattered radiation of the irradiation of less biological material. So answer will be first, second B, ninth one B, and 10th one backup timer automatically exposure control serve to protect patient overexposure, protect excessive heat, eventually increase inherent filtration. All of three answer is D. This is the detail of the answer.